I just wanted to make a video on how to get started with junk journaling. In this video, I'm going to be going over some tips, tricks, supplies, and showing you guys some of my spreads for some inspiration for junk journaling. As you guys could see, this is my very first junk journal. She's getting a little full, she's getting there, but if you couldn't see, I have a lot of stickers on my journal. I do like to travel, I like to go hiking, visit friends, see family. So I really wanted a place to practice my gratuity with being able to travel because I'm a therapist. And with that line of work comes a lot of burnout. So it was really important for me to find a creative outlet to be able to kind of recognize and memorialize a lot of these experiences. I am not a words of affirmation girly. So, getting pen to paper to really journal a lot of my experiences was really difficult for me, which is why I ended up going the junk journaling route in a more creative approach where I could do stickers, I could do drawings, and just kind of keep that memory alive. I'll be showing you guys some of my journal later on in the video. I definitely still do pen to paper for the most part, but you could see a lot of different elements going into the journal besides just words, pictures, and drawings. If you're someone who is interested in traveling, hobbies, or just want creative inspiration, I definitely encourage you guys to stick around. I also like to keep things very budget friendly, so stick around, check it out. Speaking of budget, we're going to go into supplies that you would need specifically for junk journaling. Obviously, we're starting off strong. You need a journal. This is a hardcover journal, but I do notice that a lot of people use softcover journals mainly because there's issues with the binding for the hardcovers. The more you fill a journal, the more it actually rips from the binding, and you actually kind of risk your journal falling apart. So I'll be trying out a softcover next time, but I'm just gonna finish this one up. Now say it with me. If it's free, it's for me. All of these stickers are completely free. I got them from local businesses, kind of like this Game Haven one, right? I also got some business cards. This one's from Joshua Tree. And another cool trick that I like to do, right here we see our coffee sticker. I peeled that off from a coffee cup. This one I peeled off from a grill just because I kind of liked the vibes it was giving. It really it really just said Lana Del Rey to me for some reason, and it kind of inspired me to do a journal specifically for the summertime with it. You can also buy stickers. I got this one from a local artist gallery out in Oaxaca. These other ones are from national parks and places I visited, right? I love to incorporate postcards in a lot of my journals because it kind of gives you extra space if you're only working with one page or if you want to add a lot more. I really like adding pictures to my spreads too. I use the app Pic Collage and I actually just put them in a collage, send them off to Walgreens, and they always have deals. So you could get about 2 pages of pictures for about 50 cents. And it's just a really cool way to really incorporate the memory of where you've been and what that kind of meant to you. Another big tip is to not be afraid to tell people that you're gonna junk journal. I am very lucky to have friends who are very supportive of me and my hobbies, where they've gifted me these line friend stamps for my birthday. Some of my friends hold on to fun little things that I could utilize in my junk journals for background stickers and other fun spreads. So these are going to be our absolute non-negotiables. You need scissors, whether for cutting paper, pictures, junk that you collect. You can have cute patterned scissors, but it's not a necessity. You also need something to glue your junk onto the journal. Sometimes I do like to use this glue tape. It's pretty convenient. I got it off of Amazon from a pack of 4. What you could also do is utilize glue if that's more accessible. Sometimes it's better than the tape, right? But depends on what's within your means. And I personally love to use gel pens because I write a lot in cursive. I recommend you guys to have some kind of storage for your junk that you kind of collect through the years, through the months. I personally use this one, and then my other materials like my acrylic pens over here, I tend to keep those outside just because I do like to doodle with them and it kind of gives me a little bit more space within the actual box for just stickers and other materials. Right off the bat, we see some stickers. I like to keep notepads in here just because I do like to write down messages or memories of my events. You can also get blank colored paper like this from places like Daiso, Dollar Tree to really just add some color vibrancy to your junk journal. Keep an eye out for estate sales, thrift markets, anything like that. I got these cute vintage stickers from an estate sale that really add charm. Shein and Amazon also have these really cool kind of pre-packaged DIY handbooks that are really great if you are just freshly starting and you just need a good set of materials. It comes with stickers, it comes with all of these cute little backgrounds, and it's just nice to have on hand when you're just starting out. Washi tape is a great way to add texture, color, and some vibrancy. You could get these at Daiso, Dollar Tree, Michaels if you have a coupon, and it's pretty inexpensive. I split these up because on this side, I'm going to be using these pictures to really capture the memory of going camping and the vibes of that specific trip. Where on this side, the sticker is just going to be used for vibes. The journal is going to be capturing a summertime sadness Lana Del Rey vibe overall. We're going to flip through my journal as an example. You can see I started off very strong with a trip log that I literally never finished because I got lazy and kind of overwhelmed. All of this to say, it's okay to not be consistent sometimes. But it's completely okay to learn to forgive ourselves and learn to move for things that we sometimes don't really like. So the spread with Hertz Castle, that one we could see, it's very vibes based for the most part. We could see that my cursive still isn't at where I would like it to be, but again, it really symbolizes growth. I really made sure to use a lot of symbols that really kind of tie into everything and use this little envelope to keep more pictures. This next spread is a lot more of a memory spread just because it really highlights Valentine's Day between me and my friend, and I really wanted to cherish some of the little junk that I got from her gift. Like I mentioned earlier, postcards and cards are your best friend. This really allowed me to maximize the space on this longer trip format where I was able to really document a lot of the activities, the hikes, and just some of the cute little memories that we were able to do on this day, and also utilize tickets as this cute little pop up. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. You're not gonna like every spread that you do. I hate the spread. I want to rip it out, and it really forced me to reflect and think about what is it that I'm continuously doing and why am I not changing up my setup, changing up my colors, or trying out new things, and like how can I move past this? At this point, I start to notice a lot of patterns within my journals, a lot of the pinks, a lot of the nature themes, and it's kind of at this point where I'm like, you know what? I want to switch it up and try something a little bit new. This reflection really helped me to get out of my comfort zone. I'm not really a red person, and I kind of forced myself to use colors or certain imagery that I wouldn't have normally used, like on this spread. Chunk journaling is also really about forgiveness in a way. This is one of my more emptier spreads. We could see I filled up a lot of it with a lot of motifs, a lot of scrap papers, but we could also see a lot of the more emptier spaces where I just kind of wanted to document it, but I was a little bit fatigued and kind of utilized these to make up for it. This spread is really about the junk I collected, down from the wrapping paper to even some of the additional little pieces, like this one that came from a holiday blanket that I just thought would really kind of fit the vibe. I love getting the free travel pamphlets whenever I go somewhere. As you could see, I completely utilized the map for the backside of this journal to kind of frame it, and with that, I also used the title page to act as my title page for this specific spread, which really saved me the time and energy to have to do it on my own. An example here is I did buy some stickers, and those stickers actually came in these cute little baggies that were stamped with the location, which I really wanted to utilize again as my title page, and also utilizing a lot of the other junk that I collected like our map for camping. It's at this point in the journal that we definitely start to see a lot more diversity within my spreads in terms of what they look like and really pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. We have this one where I went to get my wisdom tooth extracted out in Tijuana, and I just thought it was gonna be funny to just junk journal my medication, my port of entry, where on this side we utilized a magazine that was again free to get some of the cutouts of the fish from Lake Isabella and really tie in that Kern County vibe that sorry you guys, it's because I'm from Bakersfield. I just had to do it. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's completely normal to find your comfort zone and kind of try to stick to it, but the more you junk journal, the more you explore, you start to realize that with the junk you collect, it kind of forces you to get out of your comfort zone and it really forces you to play around with different elements, different colors, different styles, and just kind of different techniques of journaling within itself. And it turns out to be a really rewarding process for the most part. This is a example of a more wordier page for the most part where I document a lot of what happened on that specific trip just because it was really meaningful for me. I thought it was important to kind of capture the memories of what that trip kind of meant to me specifically. Now, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this again. You are going to hate some of your spreads. I despise this one. I ended up gluing a postcard onto this entire spread because I just couldn't stand looking at it. And mind you, this is pretty late into the journal itself. So it doesn't matter how experienced you are still going to continue to make mistakes, realize that you don't like certain motifs, and experiment with other things. All of this to say, a junk journal is never going to be fully perfect. It's going to have its quirks. A junk journal is basically like the trinket version within the journaling world. It's a chance for you to collect some of your junk, a lot of stickers, and really keep a lot of your memories in a physical format. Give yourself some grace, especially if there's a specific entry that you really don't like, and just kind of have fun experimenting with a lot of the junk journaling. I hope you guys found this helpful. Please stick around if you're into some of the more vintage, naturey, kind of cutesy styles of journaling. I make sure to post a lot of my shorts when I do document a lot of my journals, but I'm going to give this long video format a chance. So stick around, subscribe if you want, check out my other social medias like TikTok, and I will see you around.